We should probably dive right into questions.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another extremely clean episode of Tribe Talks. How the devil are you all doing? I am joined today by my wonderful, beautiful co-host. His name is Karthric, the man with the biggest balls in town. Hi, Karth. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. I'm doing very well.
I think I need to adjust your camera. You look tiny here.
I might.
Let me sort that out for you real quick. But yes, tell me how you are.
I can zoom. Well, if I remembered where my controller is.
It's all good. I can make you bigger.
Ooh.
We have the technology, Karth.
Does that come with a blue pill?
Where we're going, we don't need blue pills. All right.
Delicious.
How's things?
Things are good. We're just out here kind of I don't know. It feels like a brand new Coliseum. Like, I don't want to say it's new, but with all the changes, it's just like it's a whole bunch of things to relearn.
It is.
Because it's like, man, being stuck, like being like wailing and being limited as to how far you can go feels weird.
You're like, no, I should be level 65 by now.
Well, I'm getting close. I think I'm 51 or 2 right now. But man, it's just taken forever to get anywhere. Which is fine. Like, I feel like there's a reason to kind of go back and visit Coliseum every day now, because I'm feeling like I'm getting a little bit more progress on each one. Versus the last time, which was like you capped out at like tier 5, and it was like enjoy 10% of tier 5 till the next marquee drops, and then maybe you might go through to the next tier. So the progression feels a little bit better with the changes. It's not quite, but it also feels incredibly just like I'm used to just, laying down the plastic and getting where I want to go. So
the smell of melted plastic.
Yeah. So it's kind of weird to be limited on how far you can go with that, but I'm okay with it. I mean, it's not like it's a huge challenge, but it's a lot of change. I'm actually really interested to see like where the price points hit moving forward, because it's like it's hard to gauge what you're going to need, because the recipes aren't like fully discovered yet on what you need to get to each one and everything else. And
we don't know how because I imagine we're going to see some more pack changes as we go along, because they increased the pack changes.
Guaranteed.
Crystal pack changes, at least they changed that, but also we just need so much more of the materials. And that original video that I did, it showed that if they don't change anything in terms of acquisition of the high level materials, you're spending so much more to try and get to the same point as before. So I have to believe they're going to change something, because they can't just be looking for an extra $300 per character. Like, that just blows my mind. Like,
oh, I can't imagine it per character. No, I think it's, well, the thing is too, they added 3 or 4 new tiers to Coliseum, so there's a whole new structure in Coliseum too for getting those rewards that is going to just feel a little bit different. It's just like the gated access to the other tiers just feels weird, and we don't have a good inclination yet as to what are they going to change and what's going to be accessible and things of that nature. Because it's like, all right, well, I get the recipe looks familiar, but the early levels got a ton of padding, but the later levels, the recipe seems relatively similar. It's still 150 of this, 300 of that, 150 of that, 50 of that. It seems about right. Like, it doesn't seem off. So I think it's just the early levels are going to be the increase bump in, like, if you want to dive them faster. But I think we'll also get more levels of like of access with the increased Coliseum rewards. So I'll be interested to see it. I don't think it'll be too bad. I don't think it'll be quite as bad as everyone's dooming about, but we'll see.
Yeah. And I think this is part of the problem with CG's approach at the minute is there's a whole lot of silence going on. They're just doing stuff. They're just making changes and then not telling us about it. So we're just left sort of going,
in the wind.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Like, now, they didn't communicate to us about, like, loaned unit level up structure. How do we get those mats? Like, you'll find out. How?
I mean,
you get
them every day at the turnover.
Yep.
And if you to be fair, with getting them from the packs and the pass, right?
Yep.
I feel like they're rewarding. That's their way of rewarding star unlock.
It is, yeah.
And I'm okay with it.
Me too.
I'm okay with it because I feel like if players are buying the shards to be 7-star day one or week one or whichever route they go down, there needs to be an incentive for it, and that provides it. And I'm kind of okay with it. So that didn't really bother me that they did that. And so, which is great. It makes sure that if I'm spending to have the character 7 stars, that I'm getting access to it. And you can get most of those upgrades without ever actually having to what the hell is it? Actually hit the 7 stars day one. You just need to buy the Pass Plus and then the 2 shard packs, and you get most everything that you need that you can get from the era level ups. So you don't have to do the crystal drop to get all the other 2 tiers. And if you do 7-star by the end of it, you'll still get those loan units improvements at the end of the era or the end of that week. So you still get them. You don't miss them.
Yeah.
So it just takes a couple extra days. So which is fine. People can live.
Yes. It's weird, actually. You brought up the change. And the point I was trying to make is that I know we get them every day, but there was no, like, post explaining. Even when you go to buy the Pass Plus, it doesn't tell you, oh, by the way, buy the Pass Plus, you get an extra 20 shards of each character and a bunch of extra unit level upgrades.
That was the weirdest thing in the world. Also, the part that kills me about the Pass Plus, which, the extra 40 shards, huge incentive to go that extra $20, right?
Yep.
Because that's a lot of value. It's $30 for 30 shards. So picking up that for a little bit more is not bad, especially if you just need a little extra boost.
Technically speaking, it's cheaper because you get 20 shards of each. So you're paying $1 per shard. Well, technically, you're paying 50 cents per shard, but you're getting it 20 for 2 different marquees. So it's actually it's like really good value in that sense.
And then you get the air level boost, which is like, I think it's +5 for the
it's +5,
Class Plus,
which is significant.
So, which is significant. That's a nice little leap, and so that's actually really good value on going Pass Plus than we had before. And so it's kind of nice to see some of those changes on making those things worth your time, because Pass Plus has always been a complete joke up until like the start of this era. There's now a little bit more incentive reason to go down it. If you're not going to go for 7 stars, then who cares? But if you're going for 7 stars, it's nice to have. It's not going to be worth it for people who want to do like the budget 7 stars, but if you want to get 7 stars a little earlier, it's nice to have.
Yeah, this is the weird thing, I think, from like a Mega Kraken whale perspective. It's a little bit weird and funky, because if you buy the Pass Plus, you're gaining those extra 20 shards. But if you then buy the $100 pack, technically you're kind of overspending on shards at that point. And the benefit there is you're gaining more loaned unit level upgrades, which is kind of like, I get why they're doing it, but like, you're spending more money now for the same stuff, but you're getting more loaned unit upgrades. So it's like, it's a bit of a weird dichotomy place to be.
It's an extra $20, but I don't know. For me, it feels like it's not the end of the world when it comes down to it. You can still 7-star like 4 days into the process instead of getting it day one. So you can save yourself the crystals for the extra, $20. You'll save yourself the Jesus Christ. What do you need? You need the at least like 10,000 crystals worth of pulls to get it day one.
13.
So,
yeah. Well, if you buy the Surge pack, right?
The Surge pack, it will go over if you pull anything better than the average, which is unfortunate. But anyways, not necessarily the point, but the idea is that for the most part, if you don't want to spend like the 10K crystals on getting 7-star day one, you can still wait it out and give it a couple of days. So it's completely fine still. I don't see necessarily an issue with that. If you're still going to 7-star it, it still saves you. You just get it a little bit sooner for the extra $10 a character, which is, I've had worse deals in my life in this game.
So have I. I've definitely worse ways. It's weird how they basically turned around that value, right? Because the Pass Plus before, like you said, it was garbage. It was a complete waste of time. You get 10 extra levels on the track. It's pointless. Nobody cares. And all they had to do was just be like, let's just throw in an additional 40 shards and give us basically the most effective way of performing better in Colosseum. I've spoke about it earlier because I joined Nooch and a couple of other people, Sanjita and Vexatron for a video earlier today talking about changes. But it feels like this is a little bit of that course correction, like you said earlier, around before when you wailed on shards, you got nothing that helped you in Colosseum, really. Not until you broke that point of where you got to the error level where you have to have stars in order to progress any further. Because realistically, somebody who spent $100 on stars compared to $100 on error leveling will kick your ass 10 times out of 10. You know, the stars just didn't matter. Now they've sort of tied stars to Colosseum performance through loaned unit upgrades. And if you pair that with the increased crystal cost of leveling up your marquee units, it kind of doubles down on that. So it's interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting change. And I agree, I'm not mad at it, but that's because it benefits me directly. So I'm not going to be mad at it, am I?
I mean, and I want to keep seeing how it plays out too, right? Like I'd like to know more. The only thing I'm not happy with on this current era is I'm not happy with us still being in the dark about Rada. I really hope that after the movie releases, they do that was what they were waiting for, to release the rest of the kits, because I don't want this to be like, hey, here is the last marquee we mentioned, and now you get the last 2 marquees in Rada's kit right before we release them into the game. Because I feel like people should know, you know, if that's going to be worthwhile chasing. Like, when will we find out if Rada's going to be going to be able to be on Jabba the Hutt's team? Is that a possibility?
Yeah.
When do we find out if he's going to be for sure a requirement for GL BAM? Yeah. We don't 100% know yet. And so I'm like, can we see his kit to see if he's not going to be with
absolutely not. That's Jabba. Unacceptable.
Yeah, if he's not going to be with Jabba, can we see his kit to know if it's going to be worth the investment for the dead Hutt Cartel? Is he going to be like Great Mothers of the Hutt Cartel and give us another like really interesting, powerful team that we can kind of use to uplift some older characters? And so there's just so many things that are like out in the air. It's just like, that's the only thing I don't love. Like, I get Cassian was, you know, maybe they're trying to see if leaving us in the dark on it gets more people to buy in earlier. And I think that's not going to be the case. I think we already know what it takes to unlock him. The question is there a reason to chase it? And I think people are going to be like, no, until told otherwise. I think the sentiment is basically just the answer is no until you tell me that it's worth my time.
Yeah, yeah. Cassian is a bit of a different one in terms of performance. Like, I know we always say this when we get a new legendary, or almost always say it when we get a new legendary. It's like, it always feels like they first drop in like, they're garbage. And then somebody figured something out and they're like, they're amazing. Yeah. And then we find the middle ground later.
Or they get a there's a unit or a turn order or something.
Actually, so I just mean to ask on that. How did Xerath do against your R10 Cassian with R10 KX?
Oh,
no, not KX.
It was
Luthen.
Oh, when he what did he use first? He used Imperial Remnant first, and they got a lot of turns at the beginning, but they didn't have the damage to get through. Okay. And so once the Cassian team started getting their stuff deployed, it just eventually started, like, it got death mark on Scout Trooper and then it was gone, got death mark on Enoch and then he was gone permanently, and so there was no way to like turn it back around. So like Clea was just like, not Clea, Cinta was just looping enough turns to get like the death mark out on her first special, and so it was just, it got to the where you couldn't handle it. But I mean, literally went in with Aphra and melted the team's face right off. Like,
nice.
There's just nothing you can do with it. Now, granted, that won't work next season. Aphra will just get immediately shut down by the FTC, like full stop. Like, she just can't do anything about it. she'll get wrecked. Now the unfortunate part is JMK just sits there and goes, "Look at all that turn meter you can't gain." Oh no.
Oh no.
So, but the thing is, it's just
It's still JMK
so,
though, right?
Yeah, it's unfortunate that what's her name? I can't think of the character right now. The blonde-haired girl.
Val.
It's unfortunate. She's like the equivalent of Mace on a JMK team. It's so easy to get rid of the taunt that it's like you don't have to, like, you just dispel her and then go kill Cassian.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's that it's that easy. Like there's nothing that really protects him longer, and so it's unfortunate that it's just like they're pretty easy to exploit. But I mean, with the FDC, they're going to have so much turn meter that if anything that you go against them doesn't work against turn meter or stop turn meter outright, then it's going to get really, really nasty.
Yeah.
They just start looping hard. They'll take down so many teams. It's not even funny.
Fun time. I haven't used it. I've taken him off defense for this last round, just to actually use him on offense for something. I don't know what I'm going to use him against though.
I don't have a clue either. I tried to use it on something on my alt last round and got Maz Pirates and got wrecked. Like I couldn't get the ball rolling fast enough to do anything. But I don't know. They're not like on my alt. They're not the greatest modded characters out there, so it's hard to say if it was a me issue or if it was just a team issue. But I know with the FDC, they're going to just raffle stomp anything they can turn meter loop back and forth.
Haven't had a chance to get that yet because I'm unwilling to drop the hard cash. I'm unwilling to spend that this year.
I will wait until tomorrow, and then I will power through Conquest and farm with the calendar and the Ascension bundle enough materials to get my FDCs taken care of for what that would cost me a grand total of about 50, maybe $60 to do that with the Ascension pack.
Yeah.
It's like, but I'll probably be able to do all 4 FDCs versus, I don't know, paying out the $240 to buy them outright. And I'm like, nope, I'm good.
That's not a fun time in my opinion.
No.
Absolutely not. Not on my watch, sir.
No. I rather spend my money on other pixels, okay?
Exactly. Only the right type of pixels am I willing to spend money on. Yeah.
Need character pixels.
But it's just so expensive, that's the thing. To try and max out an FDC before you can farm Conquest, I'm not on for it.
For the ROI is so crap though too. It's like this is what I said last week, and I'll keep saying it over and over and over again. It's like like in Kyber 1, if you go 3-0, which is the only thing you're trying to buy, right? It's the only advantage you're buying is that first week of the end of the era. It's the only advantage you're buying.
Yeah.
So for 1 week of GAC to go 3-0 means that you get an extra 600 for the week and an extra 2,100 for the 3 wins. So it's an extra $20 in crystals that you get for going 3-0 and bragging rights, right? That's all you get for that investment.
Mm-hmm.
But you're spending somewhere between 1 to 2 vaults worth of crystals to do it. I'm like,
the math ain't mathin'.
I don't know if I agree with this. Like, I'd rather just spend money on other things. Like, I'd take it to a Relic 10 or do something different with it. I have a hard time with. I did some too.
What did you do? I'm curious to know what you did.
Well, I did them on the alt because I don't think I have. I just did the I did the ones for the end of the era. Well, actually, no, I did Crew and Malicos on my main account at the end of the era because I had enough materials left over.
Yeah.
So Crew, because him being extra chunky, I just watched him face tank so many things this last round of GAC. I was like, you've earned it. Because he just
my boy.
He just sitting there like recovering health, all the like tanking. Like Ray wasn't doing enough damage where the 8% health was just like healing him more than he was taking damage for, kind of like when you attack Barris.
Yeah.
And so just like watching him get fully healed by getting like chip damage was just humorous to me. So I was like, that's my boy. So he's gonna get it. But then Malicos, because it's Malicos, and he's
I mean,
great.
Malicos is fun. I like Malicos.
I do want to do Gas. I do want to do Tonight Luke.
Yep.
As well. They're just going to be great characters. I want to get the rest of the Final first to Relic 9 and then take Gas to Relic 10, but I kind of did my math on what I need for next end of next era.
Yeah.
And was like, oh, I should definitely stop
yeah,
spending resources.
That's where I've been, because I fall into that trap every era apparently. And I'm like, oh my God, I need so much. But so I've tried to be cautious, but I have R10 to Galactic Legends. I took JML and Slacker to 10 because I was like,
yeah, so worth it.
Like I know JML's not in the best position, but I just kind of wanted to, I've got a soft spot for JML.
He's still great, and and you can still bring up a good Jedi or two to go with him at some point. There's nothing against that.
I mean, my Cal is still R9, so it's not like I'm missing out on a lot of delta there.
But the delta's only going to be if you're attacking into a Relic 10 character.
Yeah.
Which you're not going to see many of anyways, and so it's like it's not that big of a deal.
Plus, it's kind of nice when you look at JML stats. You're like, he's got like nearly 200k prot before datacrons.
I know, it's so great. I love it. Oh my God. Every single GL, every single one of them deserves Relic 10. If you don't have the bandwidth for it, that's fine. But every single GL does deserve it because they get more stats off of it. Most of them are a support or they're a tank, and they get a lot of juicy stats for it. But who doesn't love extra accuracy, extra crit?
Potency,
crit avoidance, potency, tenacity. They're all good stats to have. So I'm a proponent of every GL. If you don't know what to work on, you got a GL that is Relic 9 can go to Relic 10, and that's always the answer. But I did finish on the alt. I finished all the GLs to Relic 10.
Nice.
And then I'll hand it off with 0 Relic Mets.
I've just got Jabba, C, and JMK left at Relic 9 at the minute, so they can wait, because now I've done those. I'm just like, I kind of want to be cautious and hold on to some Relic Mats. I'll probably R9 Cobb Vanth just because new Conquest unit. R9 for me now feels like if I'm unlocking something, it's going to R9. So even if they're not worth it.
And the thing is too is that with the Conquest units is that, or in general most things, like there's some form of like they're going to be required somewhere. I almost feel like Cobb Vanth is going to be
a raid or a Conquest or whatever,
the Conquest requirement for BAM or the new group.
I mean, it could well be,
whatever they end up choosing, which is, I'm fine with it. It's just like I'm not going to sleep on the team either, but I like it over investing into the shitty teams because it humors me.
Karth, I've looked through your account. You've overinvested into pretty much everything at this point.
Well, at this point, yeah. But there was a point in time back when I was was talking with Clash and Canada Fett.
Oh,
we were doing theory crafting. We would go through with all the scoundrels, and like it's hard to test them when they're like Relic 3 or 5 because they're just not doing as much, or the stat thresholds are really hard to hit. But it's like when you can take them to Relic 8 or 9 and they can really start getting off the rails with some of those Datacrons, it was a lot of fun. So I like doing that kind of stuff. And so even with Cobb Vanth, I'll probably take his team up to high relics, and hopefully that turns out reasonably well. But there's just a couple things that left to relic still, but I like investing in the oddball. That's why I took the ISB as high as I did, was just because let's see what they could do. Let's see how I almost lost versus a Relic 7 ISB team with JML because them dumb twats just kept looping the crap out of me. Like, luckily the team comp I took allowed me to keep cleansing the target locks and the exposes fast enough intervals. But Jesus Christ, I lost one person during the fight, and it was not comfortable until I finally got rid of what's his nuts, Krennic. When I finally got rid of Krennic, then the fight felt like it stabilized. But between Krennic and Dedra, man, it's like, and you can't get to him. The taunt on freaking KX is sticky. Like it's really obnoxious. And I was like, Man, I thought like JML was going to be like, go first, stun the team, kill them all. Like that's what I thought was going to happen. It was like not struggle for 3 minutes and then finally make headway because Cal took enough turns. It was very frustrating. But like I like doing that kind of stuff because I want people to be like, oh, they're a dog shit faction. Who gives a care? And so they go in it with a half-assed team, and then they get wrecked by the fact that they can't make a dent on anything. So
yeah,
I like doing those kinds of things. Otherwise, yeah, there's no reason to do R10 Krennic and R10 KX.
God,
but
I can, so I will.
It humors me, so that's all I've got going in this game. Is
God forbid you have fun doing what you want on a game.
Right.
You know? God forbid. Yeah. So I'm not at that stage. Obviously, I'm not dropping R10s like willy nilly, but I'm
41 R10s.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude. I think I'm on like 13, maybe. I'm not sure. I need to check Swiggo.gg, see what it has to tell me about my R10s. My 12, 13, something like that, I want to say, is what I've got. I have 13. There we go. Lucky for me. 13 Relic 10s. I've got plenty of server motors, but I just don't want to keep dropping the girders, the impulse, the signal data. Frankly, it gets pricey.
Oh
so.
Yeah, it's hard. Like honestly, that's like the only reason I had to stop and think about it because I'm like, I do want to keep doing R10s at a reasonable rate with the increased economy because it's like I can get twice as many R10s, actually not even twice, really 3 times as many R10s with the economies, with the changes they have for this era season now, getting 3 times as much for top 10 than you did in the past.
That's crazy. 3 times as much for the top 10 is it's over that. It's like 3.5. Well, would you get 3,500 now at the top, or is it 3,000?
It's 3,000.
Yeah, and it used to be 1,000. Yeah, so it is 3 times as much. But also for those, I know you're not a person that's buying those Lightspeed tokens, but they lowered the cost of that to 3,500. So like the bottom fluffing that's going to happen because of these changes is going to be huge for new accounts. It's insane.
So, like for me, I'm just like I do want to keep up with that, but that also means I have to really slow down what I'm doing because I have to be careful not to drain all my resources out on other things. I was actually trying to. Where does Hot Utils have the Relic 10 category? I see Relic 9.
What were you looking for exactly?
Oh, on the player profile page. I was trying to see if it can tell me how many I have.
Oh, right. Yeah, it should do. Yeah, should give you that information. It should be on your profile page, right at the top.
Well, you would think so.
I just looked at mine, so I know it's there.
Where'd yours at?
You go to your profile page. Yeah, so if you go to your actual profile, it goes overall stats, then relics, and then on the right-hand side of relics, you'll show your relic 10s.
On Hot Utils website or on the?
Oh, sorry, I'm talking about Swiggo.gg. Sorry. Yeah, no.
Yeah, hold on. All right. Sorry. Ignore me. I'm gonna just do the command to show me my profile because I'm lazy.
Command to show you my profile.
Because I'm lazy.
Not
but
filthy,
I think it's like
just
41. Lazy. I want to say. Oh, I want to say that. Relic 10. I'm at 40 right now. 40 Relic 10s. I was at 39.
40 Relic 10s. Yeah, that's still plenty of Relic 10s. Carthrick is how many Relic 10s I would say that is.
It is. It's plenty. I am trying to get to a decent. I'm trying to get my top teams rounded out now. I was just going down the rabbit hole of random things, but I'm kind of looking at the pivots between. I'm assuming when Era PvP starts is when Relic 11 gets introduced to the game. So I'm kind of like now looking at trying to strengthen up the GL teams to Relic 10, so that way when the changes start happening, that I can take more advantage of whatever they add in with Relic 11. So
that makes sense.
Gotta take advantage of all the tools, and unfortunately, Delta's one of them. So.
Yeah, Delta is one of them, and as we've said many times, it's one of those things that gets exponentially more important as well as we go through, because like if a lot of people are still rocking the R7 situation, so a Relic Delta of 3 is so much more impactful than a Relic Delta of 2. Like just because the scaling nature of it, I guess. But it's a funny old world we live in. It's a funny old world. Yeah. Should we take a look at questions? You said there was quite a few today.
Yeah, we still have a lot from the last episode that we didn't quite get through.
I didn't purge.
Have quite a few. Well, I mean, we didn't need to purge them. A lot of them weren't like 100% Xaereth based, so we can still get through them. It is Mother's Day in the States, after all. We can try to power through.
It is Mother's Day in the States. Happy Mother's Day to everybody in the States that is a mother, I guess. Like not to the fathers, that would be strange. Although
that's like next month. It'll be all right.
And that's like nobody gives a fuck about Father's Day. What you talking about? Right. Let's go ahead and give that the old college try then. The old bish bash bosh, real good nosh. Let me scroll up. It's always worrying when I have to scroll up for Tribe Talks questions. So, first questions come from Captain Nida, and he says, how do pirates pirate without a ship to pirate or pirate with? They copyright piracy.
They I don't know.
Yeah.
They use smaller boats.
Yeah, they're vehicles, land vehicles. I don't know. Yeah, maybe one day we'll get pirate ships, but I doubt it. No, I don't doubt it. I doubt it soon.
Yeah,
that all signs point to New Republic, right? At least it feels like all signs point to New Republic ships rather than pirate ships. But good question, Captain Nida. We need an answer. Big J Howell says, with the up-and-coming era and possible, if not profitable, Mando and Grogu GL, how do you anticipate it being, and would you suggest whaling for 7 stars in the next era to unlock GL Mando?
No.
It's a GL. That's
I
what I was saying.
don't recommend whaling on it. Like, it's a GL, yeah, but I mean, I highly doubt it's going to release immediately upon, and since everything goes into shipments the day or the week or so after the era refreshes or the new X1 starts, you can kind of get the last star or two within a couple of weeks at a discounted rate if you don't really care. The only thing you're really going to miss is Rada, and at this point, I'm not convinced Rada is a 7-star unlock requirement or relic requirement or requirement
for the
at all
GL.
For the GL. So I don't know. I'm a little torn on the advice for that, because the only way I would say is to go for it now is, of course, if Rada's going to be required. I don't think Rada's going to be required. That would be kind of shitty of them. Would be outside the realm of possibilities, but I don't think it's going to be a requirement. And so I can't really encourage that behavior unless you've got the appetite for it. Otherwise, it's like wait a few months and then go get it. Like, it's not going to be the biggest. It'll be our 11th GL. Like, unless PvP is getting a massive overhaul, it's like, okay, whatever cron is going to make them ungodly for 3 months, we'll deal with it, and then they're done. Like, they're back to being kind of whatever. So it's hard to recommend going balls out day one unlocks if you don't have the appetite for the spending. And we don't even know if the teams are going to be good. I'm going to tell you right now, New Republic and the Imperial Remnant boost / Empire boost / whatever the hell Rada's doing, I don't think those are teams that are going to be really like meta defining. They're not super Omicron heavy. There's no legendaries leading the New Republic team or the Imperial Remnant, or except for the whatever Hutt Cartel we're going to get is only legendary that's going to be leading anything. So it's hard to say if that's going to be worth the investment just to have Mando a month or two earlier. So it would be hard for me to endorse it.
I think I would say if you whale normally, then why the devil not? Like, if you're already whaling, yeah, crack on, whale again. It's Rada, but it's a new GL, right?
I'm on it.
God, it's like, wait a minute, there's an option not to whale that exists. If you usually whale, then now it's probably more important to whale. But again, you don't. Nobody has to whale. You might as well just wait it out. I don't think that Rotter is going to be a hard requirement for Mando GL. I think it will be a soft requirement in the terms of I fully expect all the marquees to be relic requirements and relic 5+. So what I mean is all these marquees are going to be 7-star requirements for this GL. So you won't need Rotter, but you'll need all of his requirements.
Yeah.
And that's not as bad as it sounds, because after the end of the era, they'll go to shipments, a week later, and then they'll slowly release. If it needed Rotter, that's a lot harder, because if you don't 7-star during this era, then you're going to have to wait 3 months plus before he comes back, and that's a 3-month waiting list. Now, a lot of people probably are like, oh, well, I can't get the unlock requirements in 3 months anyway, so I don't have to worry about whaling. So there's a lot of moving parts there on whether or not you should go for it, but he's probably going to be useful. Anyway, not enough to whale if you don't already whale, though. Next question comes from Hayden117. Greetings! Thank you for all you do in disseminating useful information. As a mid-game player with a 5-star Leviathan, a 5-star Profound Titty, and about to unlock an Executor on the 15th of the month, is it better to focus on 5-starring new marquees or working towards 7-star on each capital ship? I do hang in the top 20 of Fleet Arena. This is interesting. Normally, my default stance is push for top of Fleet Arena. Like, 400 crystals a day is a lot.
It's a huge part of your income.
Yeah. And like the 5-star unlock for a GL is very, very valuable, but has diminishing returns the bigger your account grows. Also, we don't know if you spend money. So like it can be really easy. So, like, for example, right now, if you buy the Pass Plus for £40 a month, it's really easy to get that 5-star unlock. Like, you could buy the Surge Pack, the 6,000 crystals Surge Pack. No, that's not even the Surge Pack. The little one. You could buy that and the Pass Plus, and you'll get the 5-star unlock. That's pretty easy. But if you don't spend any money at all, it gets a lot harder to do a 5-star unlock. So it depends. My preference is secure top of Fleet Arena before you do anything else. Economy first. Thoughts, Kath?
I mean, if you need a lot of like the Lightspeed bundles, then you could have an argument about those being somewhat efficient for you to take advantage of. But I feel like for the most part that you're going to just see the benefits of being top fleet a lot more readily than, the 5 characters you're going to be able to get to take to Relic 6 or whatever at the end of every era. It feels like 3 months of rewards versus 3 months of constantly getting fleet in the top first versus a payout at the end of 3 months. Seems like a better trade.
Yeah. Good question, though. I like that sort of question. Thank you for your kind words, Hayden. Appreciate you, sir. Next question comes from Silent Static, J-Mark. He says, Hey, holotable beasts. I thought you said breasts for a minute then. I thought he was calling us pair of tits. I'm okay with
my
that.
interest.
Yeah. What is your favorite new Datacron coming out soon, TM?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Cassie one, of course, looks great, but there's like nothing in the there is like nothing in the FDCs that really interests me.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Lumi one's good. Don't get me wrong, right? The Lumi one's good.
Yeah.
But I faced it last round. It doesn't stop like Bane from just annihilating the shit out of the team.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, Cam's got an insta defeat. Doesn't matter. He'll never get to it. Like, he died before they could take a turn.
Who did I face off against that had that? On my main account on Friday night. I was pretty drunk by the time I got around to it. That Cam team fucking destroyed me. Oh my god. It was just like, oh shit. Oh, I'm so dead. The Lumicron is wild. It was like I can't remember if it was a Keller and Beck team or if it was it might have been a Jedi Vanguard team. I can't remember. Might have been Mace, but it was just like, it tore me apart. I was like, oh, Jesus. And then I proceeded to drop against everything because he had so many FDCs maxed out already. I was like, okay, this guy knows how to whale hard.
Because you were drunk.
I mean, I was drunk, but I think even if I was sober, I would have fucked that. It's just one of those things.
I get
it's
that.
okay.
I am that kind of player myself.
Outside of the FDCs, the only thing that kind of tickles my giblets a little bit is the Palp one. Because that seems kind of fun, you know? Palpatine reviving, once Darth Vader duels end, Datacron disappears. The FDC there. Revive you, Palp. Make Vader more annoying. Why not? Like, it could be fun.
I mean, there's a couple of Sith ones I like. There's a couple of the Galactic Republic ones that are okay. But it's just like, it didn't tickle my fancy, I guess. There was a lot of people like they were talking a lot of game about them being really strong, and I guess I don't agree. Mm-hmm. Like the ISB one looks good. Like it's it looks good, but I mean it's also ISB. So I'm like, what are you really trying to get out of it? They're not like they're going to be the most meta team that we'll be facing. And so I don't know. I'm underwhelmed, I guess, on this next Datacron set. It's interesting, it's good, but there's just a lot of like, we're not going to have that same power creep that came with the 7 FDCs that kind of came up, right? There's just going to be a lot of things that are going to fall back on how useful it is, and so I'm kind of like, I don't know if I wanted to get like super excited about anything. I'll farm them, I'll get what I need, but man, I'm not like, oh my god, look at that Kron, that's going to be out of this world good.
Yeah,
I'm kind of sad they didn't bring back the Sidious Kron, to be honest with you.
Oh, the Sid Kron. I mean, yeah, the Maul one, they tried to, not try to replicate it, but it felt like at first when I was reading Maul's one that they were kind of semi-going that route because they gave Darth Maul, like, what is it, 200% additional offense and, like, loads of recovery? But then they forced him to be in a team, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to use this guy now. I haven't thought about that.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I was reading a couple people's comments on the Darth Revan Kron, and people are like, yeah, the Sith level 6 is better than most of what the Kron has to offer besides stats. And the fact that the Darth Revan Kron is giving armor pen on a team that is special damage is kind of like a kick in the crotch.
Malak does physical.
Yeah, because he's my damage dealer. You're right. I screwed that pooch. How did I not know?
Malgus, anyway, I think, is physical. And Marauder? Is Marauder physical?
Marauder is, but you know, all I'm saying is like,
it is a bit weird. I do agree.
It's a bit weird. They could have just done straight defense pen, but they chose to do both, or just to do armor pen. And then the stats aren't like great, and the abilities aren't great either. I don't know. I just felt like really underwhelmed by a lot of the combinations of things. It didn't really feel like it was like, I guess the Sith FDC kind of felt really underwhelming. It's like the Sith normal Krons feel almost more powerful. Like the FTC is going to be good for stats, but that's about as far as it's going to go.
Yeah, which is fair. Okay, let's move on then to the very next question. We have got a question from Roy. He says, hello, gentlemen of the tribe. What a hefty few weeks with all kinds of interesting stuff. New Cantina, new Horizons, and new nerfs and boosts. How are your feelings on the new Cantina? Do you have issues finding your way like me, as in I have accustomed to the layout of 10 years and keep clicking the wrong spots? Yeah, muscle memory's a bitch. Like,
my biggest issue is the Galactic War. Like, always remembering where that is now is the one that's killing me. Everything else I've been able to do just fine, but that one kills me every time. I'm like, where the hell is this?
I always find myself, do you know, on campaigns, where campaign sits right now, I always misclick campaigns and it goes into the marquee event. I don't know, there's like a threshold between them where if you click just underneath campaigns, it'll go into the marquee event, and then I'm like, for fuck's sake, back out we go. There's that, and the fact that fleet and mod battles, I think, don't remember your last simmed node, and that's just annoying.
Well, that, and for me in mod and fleet mode, I'm so used to pressing the home screen instead of the back button that I will back all the way out and then have to go back in again. And so it's like that's the one that gets me pretty constantly, is I'll accidentally hit the wrong button. Because I'm used to the campaigns, Cantina and campaigns, kind of, you know, tabbing back and forth between them. But the other ones, the muscle memory still goes top right. And it's like, right, don't do that. Yep,
definitely. Although I will say overall, I actually love the Cantina. Like the new Cantina, I really like it. There's just so much that you can see at a glance. You know, being able to see, the raid's open. I need to do my attempts. Oh, TW, I can see the score, etc., etc. I love all that.
Yeah, I love you can see the score. I love that it indicates what zones are like from the home screen. I can see if I even need to pull open the mode, right?
Yeah.
Like that's huge for me. I like a lot of the UI improvements. I love with the raid. It shows you how many attempts that you've done.
Mm-hmm.
It shows you your tickets at a glance. It shows your everything else at a glance. I love that the characters. There are some parts that I find humorous, but I love that the characters do, for the most part, around the tables change who's where. There are
they walk around a bit, don't they?
Well, so if you reload, if you log in for the day or whatever else, they'll change which table they're at. There's a handful of them that will change where they're located. The only one that kills me is the guy who walks through. It'll change, but they walk through the entire cantina like every 60 seconds. That part humors me. There are a couple of fixed characters, like the events droid doesn't change, scavenger doesn't change, the pike guy at the bar doesn't change, the girl behind the bar doesn't change, but most of the tables it changes, which is kind of fun. It's dynamic, it's unique, the UI is good. So
I was just having a look at the cantina as we were talking about it, and I hadn't noticed this before, but behind the scavenger there's a door, and occasionally it opens and there's a gonk droid just walking into a wall.
yeah. I've seen that. That humors me. There's just a lot of like random things that I like. It's a good change. It makes the game feel a lot fresher, a lot newer.
It looks a lot better.
The perspective of like you're looking down at the cantina, so there's a lot of things in front of you. So yeah, I think it's a good change. Overall, it makes the game feel really fresh and different from where we've been at. It's just a muscle memory every once in a while. It's like, oh my god, get my life together.
Yeah. For sure. Next part is with CG finally showing some more. Excuse me. With CG finally showing some more on background projects, do you feel like this is getting to a better, like the game's getting to a better place, or going into a better place?
I mean, it feels like we're going into a better place, but it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, we'll have to go through the growing pains, right? Like when the whole era system started, there were growing pains, and people weren't really excited about that. But it's standardized a lot of things. It's made things more predictable. It's made things more constant, and I think that people are okay with that particular thing. I think a lot of the changes overall are net positive for the game experience. I just think that the growing pains of doing things differently is definitely going to be trial and error. You're going to have to just get your face across the asphalt for a little while.
I know. Nobody likes change, generally speaking. People are pretty resilient to opposed to change generally, but I think a lot of what they're doing is still good and for the health of the game. Like, I'm sure somebody's going to have a question later about the nerfs. I'll leave that for there. Feels like those are kind of necessary evils. I don't want us to go into it now because I guarantee somebody's going to be asking about those nerfs and our opinions, so we'll leave it for later.
Literally the next question.
Yeah. Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
So, but outside of stuff like that, the fact, I always say this, but whenever you see CG throwing money at this game, which is what they're doing, having a complete overhaul of the cantina, introducing new game modes, whether people like them or not, like Colosseum, introducing new mechanics and stuff like that, like loaned units and things like this, it shows that they are willing to put their money where their mouth is and invest more in the game instead of just letting this ride out, right?
Yeah.
That gives me faith or hope for the future of the game. So we'll have to see. It's way too early to tell. Like Carl says, there's definitely going to be some teething problems.
Yeah. Well, we're literally trying to change a decade-old game into a new mode, and so it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging, and so people are just going to have to deal with it. If it doesn't scratch your itch anymore, that's fine. That's kind of how it works. I mean, the data behind mobile gaming, man, is like the average player lasts between 4 to 5 years in a mobile game before they move on or put it down to a point where they're barely playing it. So it's like, for a lot of us that are here right now, I mean, we're a demographic. They're not 100% sure we're even going to stay past next week. So,
I'll still be
They
here.
gotta keep, yeah, they gotta keep doing what's good for them. But I don't want to like say we're going to be mean and skip Rover's last question, but I know it's mentioned like a bunch after the. I don't think he's talking about the
No.
changes that happened this week. So I want to cycle back to that conversation until we get to it again.
We'll skip that, Rover.
It does come up again a lot.
We will answer it. It'll be later. Okay, so our next question then is from Ivanian, and he says, "What is the cheapest strategy to get the Journey Legendary to 7-star, and how would you approach the new era with all the changed rules to get a similar result?" It's hard to say at the minute because we don't really know the era leveling cost just yet, but we can answer all the other parts of it on stars.
The cheapest strategy to get to 7-star is to 6-star day one, and then let the event give you 7 stars for free. Now, granted, you wouldn't buy the Pass Plus because that's going to give you stars or shards that are going to be extra. You don't need them to hit the minimum requirement, so you can save yourself the $20 there each month on those. But then you'd need to buy the 30 and the $70, $85 pack to get the shards you needed, and then literally you just wait out until week 11 of the era and then make your purchases on the rest of the packs you need. There's you just wait it out, get to 105 for free, do nothing else, get the 5-star unlock, use the materials to boost up what you need to boost up, but just save all of your spending until you literally cannot obtain the resources without spending.
Yeah,
that's the cheapest way to do it, but it does sacrifice a lot of your era currency along the way. But it is the cheapest way.
I would argue there's probably something to say of getting the Pass Plus and not buying the marquee packs and using crystals, but that heavily depends on your crystal income. Like if you can't get that surge pack every 2 weeks, then you're definitely going to have to drop money. But in the raw sense of it, the extra $20 for the Pass Plus gives you 40 shards. So because it's over 2 characters, though, it makes it a little bit awkward. But that is actually the cheapest you'll ever be able to get character shards for is that 50 cents a shard.
It's just that you can't get the other pack without buying the first one, and they got rid of the other.
That's what I'm saying is
pack.
That's what I'm saying is you don't buy that. You use your crystals instead. But this is only if you got the crystal income to literally crystal purchase your way through the shards instead of using cash. It's harder. You have to sacrifice a lot more, but technically it's possible.
My argument with that is that if RNG being what it is, you'll on average spend close to 20k crystals on a character to get them to 6 stars day one. If you just buy the pass and everything else, you're gonna blow close to 20k crystals, which is more than the $100 for the vault, which is more than just buying the 2 other packs. So
I do agree. Yeah, I'm just saying you can earn crystals for free is what I'm trying to get at. It depends on the economy that this person has.
But I mean, you have to sacrifice so many other things to be able to afford that level of income. I mean,
for that you literally have to. You can only refresh your cantina. That's all you've got. And you have to be top of fleet, and you have to be at least in Kyber.
That's a huge resource sacrifice in my opinion.
It is massive
to get, and you can still get screwed. You could still pull a surge pack and get all 5s. Like, I don't want to be for me, when it comes to doing character shards, I know that you can in theory do that cheaper because the economy allows for crystals to be free or cheaper to obtain than buying them outright. But man, I'd rather not get screwed on that and just fork over the cash. Like if you're looking at spending, if you're going to put the money in, I would rather just buy it with cash than let RNG dictate how my life goes.
100%. I'm just putting it out there for devil's advocate situation of the person that wants to just hoard their crystals and be savvy. It is possible, but it's not a fun way to do it. Having done it, it's not a fun way to do it.
I mean, the thing is that you can't do it all for free eventually, right? Because there'll be a point where the error levels require you to spend.
Correct.
And so,
correct. The error leveling at the end when you need to breach that gap from the essentially the 4-star unlock to the 7-star unlock, That's always going to cost money. There's no way around that. And for this era, we don't know how much that's going to cost. We can assume it's going to be, you know, a couple of $100 extra, but we don't know until we see what it looks like. Unfortunately, so we'll have to wait and see on that one. Next question comes from Tosh, and Tosh says, since the requirements for the new Journey Guide Rotter have been raised to 7-star and error level 131.
This has been debunked.
Yeah, it's not 7
This
stars.
was last week. This was before they made the clarification.
Yeah. So for clarification on this, you can still get a 4-star unlock. You can still get a 5 and a 6-star and a 7-star unlock. Error level 125, I believe, is the unlock now for 7-star. I don't know if it's 115. I think for the 4-star, something like that. Yeah. So on cost, we still don't know just yet. His second part is, do you think the new characters in this era will be needed for not only for the future GL, but also the upcoming raid? I know my stance on this, but Karth, give yours.
Tell me there's a raid first, and then I can get back to you. Like, I don't want to say that the answer is no, they're not going to use them. I just want to say that it doesn't make sense for me, for CG to hide the fact that they're going to be raid characters and try to get you to spend after the marquees are over and everything else is done. Like, it just makes no sense to me on that front. So for the GL, yeah, they told us that some of these characters will be used for the upcoming
GL.
The upcoming GL. They didn't say which or all or any of that thing in that nature. But for the raid, man, I don't know. They didn't say anything about a new raid coming at all. No. So I'm hesitant to say that you should go farm them for the raid, because it makes no sense for them to be after the fact coming in and go, oh yeah, by the way, that era that just finished, you need all those characters for the raid, plus all the next era characters. I don't know. I just feel like they would be more upfront about it.
Yeah, that's definitely my stance on it. If they were going to do a raid and it's going to require these characters, when Red 5 was announced, they would have said, this character is used for the upcoming Galactic Legend and a future raid. Like, even if they have nothing to tell us about what that raid is, when it's coming, who the characters are, they would have at least said, in my opinion, they're going to be used, because that's going to encourage people to spend. That's going to encourage hype in the game. That's a buzz. Trust me, I'm a content creator. If they announced a new raid coming, I would be making like 4 videos a day. We're like, fucking new raid coming, make sure you get this. And so would everybody else, all generating hype, all generating additional interest. I know some people have this idea that CG is trying to trick us. Be like, cut you out. You've missed this thing and now you're missing out on raid. It doesn't benefit them. They make more money off people wailing on marquees than people waiting for a unit to go free to play farmable and then panic farming it with crystals. It's not in their interest to do that. So I agree with Karth. I'm not saying that they're not going to be, because they might. CG might just Uno reverse and say, actually, you know what, they are going to be in a raid. Who knows? Maybe they will. Because we know the timeline is we're coming up to a year after the release, right, of the last raid. And that said how long they said it's going to be, roughly about every year, they said. So I can understand why.
Or CT learned their lesson with pirates and figured that it wasn't worth pushing the new raid until we were closer to having all the characters accessible. Because that was the dumbest thing in the world. It's like, oh my god, you can't use 2 of the best teams for the raid for like 4 months after the raid release.
Yeah, it's like, a strange one.
Yeah, so I don't think that they're in a reason. They don't have a reason to rush it. Like, there's no reason that they have to have this out the door and ready to go. And so it's just like, everyone's like, well, it's that time. And I'm like, they've made no nod anywhere that a new raid is on the horizon. Like, not even a little bit. So it's like, listen, until CG is like, hey, by the way, raid coming in 3 months, I'm going to ignore most of the raid talk moving forward. It was like, they have no interest to hide it. So until they say something, I don't care. Yeah,
that's how I'm going to take it as well. It's just, They'll let us know when a raid is coming, and then you should. Now I'm not saying don't be prepared and don't think about hoarding materials for a new raid, but I don't think it's coming now.
Cool.
Next question is from Rule of Two, and he says, outside of the Death Star raid, what would be the most exciting raid, in your opinion, that CG could bring to the game?
Now, before I want to pew-pew this,
Yeah.
I'm going to pew-pew this. We answered this last week.
Oh, did we? Get pew-pewed,
Yeah.
Rule of Two? Oh, yeah, we did. I talked about a Sarlacc pit or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah.
The startup screen also has a Razor Crest type ship. When/how will we get it?
We already have the Razor Crest, didn't you know?
We do. It's also not the Razor Crest from the film, which is weird. Because the Razor Crest in the film has got like yellow stripes on it.
Stripes,
And this one
yeah.
doesn't. At least I don't think it does. I might be wrong on that.
No, the one in the Cantina's got the yellow stripes on it, though, on the shipment store.
I never noticed that. It's got its back to me, so
Yeah.
I can't see its face.
Yeah, if you can see it over the one wing that gets exposed to us, but you'll
I
see
will
it.
wait and see. Which is interesting, because you definitely can't buy the new ship from the Cantina. The shipments. Come
I mean,
on,
if they
turn
want to
around,
make
ship.
that part
Jesus.
of the new Republic fleet, fine with me. I don't give a shit. I'm happy to have anything. You can kind of see it on one of the engines.
Why does the ship turn around so frickin' slow? Oh yeah, you can kind of see it. I don't know if it's just the lighting, but
It could
yeah.
be, yeah. There's a few things, but I want to say that it's it's possible that that's the new one, which is fine. But like
I'm okay with that.
Conquest, I don't know. I feel like we're due a new fleet at some freaking point, so Conquest is how we're gonna get it.
We were
after
due a new
Combat.
fleet a long
go.
fucking time ago. It's been 3 years since we had the Leviathan. Give me a new fleet,
Ugh,
damn
I'm
it.
so done with Leviathan, and
Yeah.
that's the end of my rant. Next question.
And that's the end of that. Next song. Yeah, I'm just checking. Oh, actually, it does. It does have yellow stripes. I'm the background, the splash screen, but I don't think that's actually the new art. Anyway, so I need to get back to questions because I went to game assets to look at the splash screen. Excuse me. Next question comes from Silent Static, and he says, "Have you seen this glitch in Squad Arena? Mini Lord Vader." Oh yeah. Yeah, so the raid hologram, sometimes occasionally it just sticks on your screen and stays in there during battle and stuff.
It happens. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, there's been a lot of that going around.
I like the one with the freaking what's
The
his
crate
nuts?
dragon?
The crate dragon. That one humors me.
It's just like it's kind of like a mini alien bursting out of the ground. I'm thinking, like after you've been face hugged and it bursts out of your chest, it's like little baby crate dragon coming up. Next one comes from Star Wars. Do we think it will be worth taking Cassian to higher relics? Well, Carth, a man with a relic 10 Cassian.
I mean, for the era battle, but if you don't have that available to you, then no. Like Cassian, it's gonna be a good team with the Kron. But it has like one of the dumbest counters, right? Like JMK, who's doing nothing these days because everyone's been built to counter JMK, now has like the easiest time countering the newest team because he stops Terminator Generation. So it's like you're not going to get anything crazy with it. It's not going to be like Stranger with his Kron. It's not going to be like PK Honda with the Bane Kron. Like it's not going to be like Balin with his Kron. Like there's a really easy counter to that's not being called for a lot of places right now, and so I don't think it's worth the invest if you think it's going to magically get holds free. Now, if you're farther down in Kyber, Kyber 3, 4, 5, outside of Kyber into Erodium, and you have access to this team at the higher tiers, you're probably going to make somebody's life hell.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be like Geo's back before Vader rework, and they were like, if you couldn't get in front of them, they just overran you eventually. But outside of that, man, I just don't think you're going to see a huge reason to do it.
Yeah, for me, the only reason is for the era battle. I'm quite happy to do that. I like having new stuff at high relics anyway, so I enjoy that. I think he's still a good team, but not worth going crazy on unless you're hitting that era battle. And you've got some time. Well, not much time, but you've got some time. All right.
More days.
Yeah. LBC Robbie, he says, I think he said earlier to skip this question, actually. So we'll just skip that question. Next one from Storman. He says, do you all think the ISB will be meta teaming GAC? We've kind of answered this. No, it's kind of...
No, it'll be fun. It has some interesting loops on it, but I think it's just because the mechanics are new. It's the rule of new and everything, right? It's just it's new. People don't know what to use yet. And then from there, it'll be sorted out and fine. I don't think it'll be meta, but it'll still be a decent team.
Yeah, I think every new team is going to be at least good, but not necessarily phenomenal. Okay, do you think there is a world with a new GL as a New Republic / Rebel fighter instead of Mando? Possibly first ship GL.
No, because they've already told us that it's going to be Mando.
Well, they haven't said it explicitly, have they? They've just put him in the center of the splash screen.
Yeah, there's only a new character art in the center of the splash screen. He's only the biggest part of the newest film releasing. But
he's not going to be the GL, Karth. Why would they do that?
Well, the other biggest character from the movie is already confirmed as a marquee, and the other one you could have made an argument for is already confirmed to be the journey guide character. So it's like, I don't think you got any. You got Colonel Ward, and she's a marquee, and then you've got Rada, and he's a journey guide. So the only thing left is freaking Mando.
It's actually just Mando's whistling birds bracer. It's an inanimate object that sort of sits on the floor, and then Grogu waves his hand, and it shoots whistling birds out of it.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Can't be attacked. I like it.
Yep, it's too small. I'm with Karth on this. I doubt it because, until we see the film, who the hell's it going to be? It could be somebody we've never seen before. Joe Wildheart says, what do you think to ending the 3v3/5v5 GAC season split and having a combined GAC that has both? Then pick and choose which tunes get placed in 5s and which in 3s.
No.
I agree.
No.
Yes.
No.
This is a no.
They should just get rid of 3s. Like, I get why 3s exists. My issue with 3v3 in this entire game is nothing else is predicated about 3v3. The raids are all 5v5. All the campaign battles are 5v5. TW's only ever
say
been
that
5v5.
to the speeder bike raid.
Yeah, where they got rid of all the mechanics of your characters and gave you buttons to press. Like, again, everything in this game is predicated on 5v5. I understand what 3v3 does and how it works, but it's a game mode I don't care about because the game was never designed to be a 3v3 environment. It's always designed for 5v5. That's why some teams are incredibly powerful in 3v3 and some are incredibly weak in 3v3 because either they need the entire team of 5 or you can power condense enough to make a 3v3 team very, very obnoxious. Which, granted, starting next week, you'll never see Reyes Raben again. So, yay.
Rip Reyes Raben. Yeah, no, I got no interest in splitting it. That causes too many headaches, I think. Coming up next is Monty, and he says, what do you think they're planning for these little scavengers? Yeah, for some reason we have 2 Jawa tags now. One's Jawa, one's Jawas.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it matters. I think it feels like an oversight to me more than anything.
Definitely a mistake. They could be doing something, but who knows?
They could be changing it out to Jawas instead of Jawa, but I don't know. I can't.
There's not like Jedis and New Republics and I mean, granted, there is it's Mandalorian and not Mandalorians, not mercenaries.
Listen, I'm with you. Yeah. I think it's an oversight. I think they just got in by accident. I don't think it's there for anything useful.
I'm actually just checking. There is literally no other faction tag that's pluralized in the entire game.
Yeah,
so
again, feels like an oversight more than it feels like a intentional change.
But it's weird because somebody must have had to deliberately create that tag and write it in. That's the weird part.
They might have been using it for something else.
I have to think it's got to be Cobb Vanth related. That's the only thing I can think. Something to do with
Constables.
His kit. Constables. Hang on. I'm pretty sure that tag is Constable. I just need to double check. Yeah, Constable. Good. Otherwise, my brain will irk me. Next question comes from Lalna. Says, 1. Do you think CG should bring a lifter for JML at some point soon? With how because of the nurse to Ezra Bridger exile and the fact that JKR is now with Satele, it means JML has lost a lot of its potential power when compared to other GLs. All have. Okay, first point, Lalna. Punctuation, sir. Pretty please. Second point, yes, JML needs a lifter in my opinion. It would be nice. I still think JML does what he normally does.
I go back and forth on the caveat of need a lifter. I think JML is still fine. It's just that it depends on what the Krons are doing that increases his viability. I think the biggest thing, if we were ever to ask for a JML lifter, if we ever were to ask for one, is that it needs to increase its defensive viability. Like, that's all we're going to look for when it comes to JML. Otherwise, offensively, JML either needs a good Kron or that's it. But that's about most every other team. They just need a good Kron. Like, JML moves first, ability blocks the opposing team, picks them apart with Cal Kestis. I mean, it's not like it's rocket science. It's just that he doesn't have as many options without a good Kron. And so it is what it is. But I would feel like the only way I would really care if we got a lifter for JML if it made his defensive viability better. Otherwise, offensively, if you've got decent modding or a decent Kron, he still does what you need him to do 95% of the time. I don't feel like I'm missing out.
Well, yeah, that's fair. Lots a lot of Pantera. Yeah, okay. A second part is, with the fact that CG did the Ezra Bridger exile nerf, so he goes with Glatt rather than Rey now, do you think CG should just future-proof Rey by making it so that she only works with Resistance and then bring out new Resistance characters for her, or do you think that would take away too much of her identity / what makes her unique as Rey, with the only GL who doesn't actually have a dedicated team / can work with any other characters for Lightside rather than a specific faction? If they were to make her shoehorned with the Resistance, they would need a complete, fresh, entire new team. 2, they would have to give Ben the Resistance tag because he doesn't have that tag, and he's her dedicated lifter.
That would be funny.
The bag. There's a reason nobody runs Bag Bro Rey. Okay, it's because it's shit. It's just, they ran it when she first came out. Even when she first came out, people soon dropped Bag Bro Rey and throw in Jedi Titans. So it became
Luke and Gas and
Revan, Luke, Gas, Hermit Yoda, I think, something like that.
Or no, General Kenobi. I want to say.
Oh yeah, GK, yeah. Because it was just objectively a better team. Unfortunately, they've got some nice stuff, but they're made of paper.
That was mostly because of Arena, though, not because of GAC. I mean, in GAC, that was a big ass to sacrifice that many teams at the time to make the Titan team. But I get what you're saying. I don't think she needs a dedicated team. I like the theory crafting around her. She just has a lot of flexibility when it comes to what you can put with her. People are just mad because it's going to get really hard to get something that Malicos can't beat. It's not impossible. It's more challenging. But I think the biggest reason why they kind of needed to step in and nerf that was because the fact that just you have to be a lot more thoughtful on the Krons that you allow Ezra to touch with Rey. And so I feel like walking that away still gives you plenty of room to theory craft. You can't go to the most overpowered option anymore. You have to invest in something else and let Ahsoka pick up her dedicated lifter, because I feel like now you can actually put a little more power behind Spectre, because in TW they're still annoying. Just GAC they have too many.
Almighty. The Glatt team in TW with those armies is fucking great. It's a really good TW team.
Yeah, it's GAC viability. It just keeps getting eaten alive by prawns.
Yeah. So I'm not like, I would prefer Rey to stay the way she is, but they just have to be very, very careful about every new light side unit that's got good power behind him or her, because Rey's always going to look at that and think, can I use you?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure we'll have more questions on that nerf, so we'll move on.
Yeah.
Mayday says, is it fair to assume that Darkside clones and Jedi Vanguard will be added to Lightspeed tokens once they are double shard farmable? I would normally say yes, but CG has been very... Yeah, CG have been really inconsistent with how they apply this. Because Bad Batch, new Bad Batch, should be long since available for Lightspeed tokens, and the last batch that we got with Cassian Andor didn't have them available. You couldn't use those Lightspeed tokens that you get from him on new Bad Batch, even though they should be. So it's kind of weird. It's kind of peculiar. There have been certain ones that have allowed them to be used. It's supposed to be a year after the end of their era. So, I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith that CG is going to go back and update, but they might do. What do you think of?
What's the what was the era of the apprentices? Was that the Maul era? Oh, that's the era
No, that was GLAT. That was like Ezra and, well, technically Ezra and Padawan Sabine Wren and Hu Yang and that.
That was the era of the apprentices? Wow.
Yeah. Because I had Padawan Sabine Wren, who's an apprentice, and...
Well, listen, I'm not disagreeing with you.
And Ezra, who wasn't...
Yeah, it's that era. So that's the tokens that you can use in the era shipment. They are locked out to released in the era of the apprentices or earlier. So they have not been updated yet for the Bad Batch or the other ones yet. Which the Bad Batch one the era of the Cavalry should have been added when this era ticked over.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that they hadn't, because at the minimum you would think it would be following the era an era after, but it's in theory in my head the Jedi Vanguard and the clone should have been added at the end of this era concluding. So it's hard to say if there are two eras behind now. Do they bother, right? Do they bother with that, or do they try to do the next thing? So we could see the era of the Cavalry being added next week with the next update, or we could see both being added, or we could see them dragging their heels even for another era. We don't know. I don't have a good answer.
I'll poke Meathead about that and see what he has to say. He might not know himself straight away, but I'm sure he can find out. But I wouldn't count your chickens on it, Mayday, just yet. Dohan asks, hi, with Merrin Omi changes, are CG going to refund the Asajj Omi as well, as they go hand in hand are pointless without the other? I don't think so. They would have said, no. I think. Yeah. Like, I understand people's frustrations around this sort of thing. I do. But,
it's still going to be a useful scheme. It's still going to do things. You just don't do the one thing with it anymore. So,
what else do they beat? They beat like was it Finn Zori they were beating at some point? Not that you really see that on defense at the moment.
Yeah, I don't remember anymore. It's been so long since I've used them for anything.
Yeah,
I don't even recall.
Yeah, so I don't think so. I think they would have said, but hey ho. Next one, Venom Player says, howdy, do you guys think that the changes to Colosseum is a direct response to the player base disliking the previous iteration and how slow it feels in the beginning, or do you think CG is trying to shake things up again to get players to spend out of confusion?
Mostly the first part.
Yeah, I don't think it's because people understand how the leveling system works is not fundamentally any different. The only change really is that now loaned units, at least at the start of the era, are very important.
Well, if they wanted to spend out of confusion, they would have given us more packs to spend on, but they incredibly limited how far you could go. Mm-hmm. So they are not trying to make it able to like go to the end with spending. They're limiting that pretty good. So I think it's more to feel a greater sense of daily progression than it was in the past, where you capped out for a long period of time.
It's all those little dopamine hits that we get whenever we hit a new threshold in the Colosseum, and you're like, oh, and now I can get an extra level, and now I can do this. Oh, now I managed to beat this tier, and now I go to the next one, and my chances reset, and I can try it again. I think it's more about a recalibration of the system to try and smooth the process rather than them try to be duplicitous. Because I called them out, like, in the era of the anniversary, I called them out directly saying, I think this is a shady tactic, not telling people, not being completely explicit about how people level up and how people are supposed to get to 65, how people are supposed to get to 85. Not being upfront and honest about it, I thought was shady, and I thought that was wrong. I don't think this one's shady. That's not a question, so I'll just delete that one. This Jake says this might be wishful thinking, but feels like we're getting a New Republic fleet next. How do you think they will roll ships out? In game mode, chases, or a ship-based Coliseum?
Chases and conquest. I don't see them doing a Coliseum is not designed for ships, man. Full stop. So it's got to be chases, or they can do isolated marquee release. I mean, it's not impossible. They've done they've done something like that in the past. So I mean, it's just it'll be separate from the era. Would be my opinion on it. It'll just be in addition to they'll release stuff, and they'll give us time to chase them.
Technically speaking, I think that the only way that they could integrate a ship into the era system, but not necessary Coliseum, is if the journey guide unlock was a ship. Because you could just have that, and you just use the marquees. Too. It does sound gross, I agree, but then they'd have to figure out how does era levels integrate with ship levels. I just can't see how they do it.
Yeah.
It would require more head banging. This whole system doesn't fit ships.
No. Nope.
I'm sure CG have probably asked themselves this very question: how do we solve the ship problem with the era system? So we'll see. But I'm with Karth. I think chases, conquest. That about sounds right. Hello there. It says every character has to 1v1. Who wins? And C-3PO.
God, I want to say it's Slacker.
Slacker is a very good shout, just because he's going to eventually He will, if he can survive long enough, he will kill you.
Yeah, but if there's only like even the most powerful characters in the world, like out of all the GLs in a 1v1, he's going to win because he can't get linked. Hondo doesn't ramp fast enough. Rey's not going to deal enough damage to him.
I don't know if she goes into ult, one character, she could one tap him.
She not from full health, but I mean you're just not going to proc as many stray whirlwinds and stuff like that. And you're going to be able to keep...
Also, it's going to take him longer to ult because he doesn't have allies to gain his ult meter. So I think Rey has a chance.
But it'll also take Rey longer to ult because there's not as many characters taking turns.
Yeah,
she's not going to get those freebie freaking whirlwinds out the door either.
No, she's going to go. She's going to go lifeblood, whirlwind.
Yeah,
she'll be in damage immunity.
She'll DI herself before Kylo can even get to her. But JMK is going to take forever to ramp. Lord Vader's going to take forever to ramp. JML can't use half of his kit without an ally.
Jabba's just going to sit there and laugh and not do anything.
Leia's not going to get anywhere because she'll never be able to ult in a 1v1. Ahsoka's never going to be able to ult in a 1v1.
Bane loses his rule of 2, so he loses so much power.
So I would say your best 1v1 GLs will probably be a mix between Hondo and Slacker, but I think Slacker will ramp fast enough to be able to eventually...
Well, we've all been there, right? When you're using Slacker versus PK Hondo, when it gets down to just PK Hondo, it's just a matter of time. Slacker eventually wins.
Yeah. So. Unless the Kron's giving just ungodly offense and Slacker for some reason doesn't have advantage, then it can get a little dicey. But every other character Slacker can stun, so he's just going to be able to stun lock you into the floor. So nothing else really kind of takes the cake after that. So Slacker wins, in my opinion.
And we'll be able to find that as soon as the training mode comes around. I'm going to be bringing back Cubs Fan Hands tournaments that I used to do, the 1v1 tournament videos. I think those will be fun. So GLN says, do you think that Rey should get nerfed to... Oh, we've already answered this. Nerfed to just resistance only so we can plug and play newer units without her becoming a headache?
No, I like the viability. It's just her ability to take anything light side. It's just that CG let that one go on too long. Honest to God, it should have been nerfed like the week after he released is when it should have occurred. It shouldn't have waited this long.
Yep. Yeah, Ezra definitely shouldn't have been left as he was for too long. I do like Rey is one of the fun teams, and if they nerfed it to resistance only and didn't give us new resistance units or a new resistance pass, she just overnight becomes one of the worst GLs. It's like, oh,
bring me the goats. We need the goats storming the ship. Okay.
Well, they get the resistance tag obviously because they were fighting for the resistance. And they scream and jump. Well, they can fly through. They can ride through space. So, why not? They seem pretty sturdy. So, Bubba Joe says, "Greetings, Scribe and the bald deficient buddy." Yes, Karth is not bald. He has follicles. After what can only be described as a slow news week in Swigger, I feel like it's time to ask a frivolous question. What is your favorite non-Star Wars character in media, movies, TVs, games, etc., and why? Oh my God.
Non-Star Wars character in media, movies and TV and games. Non-Star Wars. I mean, I don't know.
That's a tough question, dude.
There's a lot of characters I like, for different reasons why you like them too.
Yeah. This is a hard question.
I mean, it's not. It's just it's expansive, right? It's like there's so many. Like, do I go with like non-superhero stuff and be like, I really love Hawkeye from MASH, or is it like, do I go, oh yeah, Master Chief from Halo, because that's not Star Wars, and so, or do you pick Captain Titus from Warhammer, or they're like, what do you pick the most iconic lead? Do you pick who's the stupid game, the Doom guy from the Doom games, right? Oh. Like there's just so many things you could pick. They're all good characters. They're all really reasonably well written and fun to interact with. But I don't know.
I'm gonna go with Dante from Devil May Cry. I like Devil May Cry.
Never even played that game.
Although having said that, Virgil is objectively a cooler character than Dante. So also from Devil May Cry. Yeah, probably someone like that. But I don't know. There's just too many cool characters in the world. There's loads of cool characters.
Yeah.
Next one comes from Phoenix King. He says, with Ezra being nerfed, how does Rey fare compared to other GLs now that their biggest player is off the board? She's still good, in my opinion. She's still a really solid GL.
Still like the number one defensive GL.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you
outside of particularly broken datacrons that it sometimes exists.
Malicos will handle her more easily now that she's that Ezra's gone. But I mean, it really comes down to the crons that are available. If you can still get a good amount of defense on an array team, Malicos is still going to struggle, or they're going to choose a different option to try to counter that. So she's still going to be good. She's still a threat. It's just it shuts off a player that allows you to kind of like shut down Malicos, and so we just got to rethink it a little bit. I don't think she's going to be far worse. I just think you have to change your viewpoint on it, or have a deep enough roster to fill in with other characters.
Yeah. I mean, I've had loads of comments about Ezra and Rey and all this stuff, and a lot of people are saying they want a refund on their R10 Rey, and I understand that perspective, but I also still stand by the fact that I still think that R10 Rey is one of the best R10s you can do in the game. Still,
it's
to this
cry
day.
harder. Like, it's just cry harder. People want to bitch about everything that they've ever done, like they can get a free back button. It's like they're already going to give you Ezra back to Relic 1, like Relic 0, right, and refund you all the materials and everything else. So it's like, okay, fine, you don't want a Relic 10 Ezra anymore. That's great, but like to go back and say Rey wasn't worth it, you're full of shit. Like, she is empirically one of the best attacker GLs to get Relic 10, and so it's like you just want to cry because you want want it back. You're like, whatever, go away. Don't give a shit. Like
something, yeah.
It's like getting to the last bite of a very expensive meal, and it's like, oh, this part was a little like it was charred more than I liked it. Now I want to refund the entire meal, like you didn't enjoy the rest of it.
There are people that do that.
I know there are, but it's that level of petty where I'm just like, no, shut up. Like you've enjoyed using the character at Relic 10 for months now, and now because you don't get this one piece, it's like, oh no, my ribeye doesn't come with potatoes anymore. Well, send it back. It's like, no. You still got a great ribeye. Like, shut up. Like, complain all you want, but it's still a good deal. So I have no sympathy for people who invest in other things and they're like, oh, now I want it back. Not how it works. Sorry.
Next question comes from the Fuzzy Goblin Wizard, and he says, "Hello, Tribe Lords. Had a weird shower thought. A spin on Shag, Marry, Kill. Do you do Shag, Marry, Kill in the States? I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I mean, it's.
No, I don't think anybody does it literally, because that would be kind of disturbing. But instead, it's roommate, co-worker, and close friends. Choices this week are Maul, Darth Mar, and Count Dooku. I mean,
roommate, co-worker, and close friend.
Do I have to be a homosexual in this scenario?
No, I don't think you have to be. I think you're just choosing platonically.
Right. And who's Darth Mar?
Darth Mar is from the SWTOR game. He's like the guy after Malgus, but same power level.
Right. Okay. So they're all blokes, is what you're saying, and I have to shag one of them.
No. It's roommate, coworker, and close
roommate,
friend.
coworker. Oh, thank goodness for that. Okay, now this makes a lot more sense.
Get your head on straight, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. My head is straight.
Up and your first thing is trying to figure out which one to fuck. That's crazy.
Well, I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm like, I've got to fuck one of them. I've got to marry another one of them. This is going to get really awkward.
You missed the part between the commas.
Yeah, I did. I missed the important part. So roommate, coworker, close friend. All right. I mean, Count Dooku, because I have no frame of reference for Darth Mar, but Count Dooku already feels like he's your line manager. He has that aura where he's just perpetually disappointed in the work that you've produced. So I guess he would be my co-worker.
That's fair. That's kind of where I was putting him too.
I guess I'll go close friends with Maul because, he seems like that tortured friend that you have. And I guess that means Darth Mar is the roommate that I really dislike? I have no idea.
Yeah, I would swap him just because I've had more exposure to Darth Mar. I think he's actually a really cool character and would be a fun close friend to have. Because he's not Maul. I would feel the same though. I wouldn't mind living with Maul like if he was a roommate I liked. Because Maul's a really interesting character too. The more we get exposed to him, he's a really interesting character. But like even like Count Dooku though, Count Dooku, my brain's just kind of like you'd still be a fun person to like. No, but
Count Dooku in his pajamas.
Yeah, I just feel like his temperament is somebody like you're the guy I want to be on my team, but not against me. Like I feel like you have that petty coworker who would just be like Dwight and Jim from The Office, and just kind of like, I'm just gonna fuck with you subtly all day because I can, and that's
put his lightsaber handle in jelly.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
All right, good stuff. That was an interesting question. Thank you, Fuzzy Goblin Withers. Next one comes from Fort Charlie 369. 1. As Rotter is going to be the next legendary, do you think he will be a Jabba lifter? If you don't think she, I'm pretty sure Rotter is a guy.
I'm pretty sure as well.
What sort of faction do you think he will work with? We've been over this quite a bit. I'm hoping that Rotter is a lifter for Jabba. Most likely to just be Hutt Cartel lifter.
I'm hoping, but it doesn't make sense with 2 Hutts because they're already a large unit. So I would just say it's going to be a Great Mother's lifter to the remaining Hutt Cartel faction, and they might tweak some of the kits, but that's about as far as I think it's going to go. I don't think it's going to be anything else. Which, if that is the case, it's not going to be a huge incentive to chase him. But it is what it is.
Yep, and you only have to look at the loaned units to see who he's probably going to go with, because there's a bunch of Hutt Cartel there, and they're not the usual suspects. So,
kind of the shy ones.
Part 2 is, who do you think will be a JML lifter in the future? Maybe a light side Mara Jade. Well, apparently Mara Jade is like off the table for all Disney projects at the moment. Like,
Yeah,
they've been told don't use Mara Jade for anything.
Yeah, Jedi training Leia would be the one I would want to see.
I'm gonna go with Force Ghost Yoda. I want crazy Force Ghost Yoda.
I want another purple lightsaber in this game. All right, let's get Jedi training Leia. Okay.
Did she have a purple lightsaber? I thought it was blue.
Yeah, I think. I want to say. Jesus Christ, now you're making me question.
I mean, Mara Jade definitely did. At least I think she did.
Maybe it was blue. I thought the. Well, whatever. What do I know?
What do I know, nerd? Yeah, I want Force Ghost Yoda to be laughing and call down lightning on people. But I'm not against Jedi Trainer Leia. That's fine. Watermelon Muncher says, is the new Bad Batch still worth investing in going forward, and is there a chance they'll be added to Lightspeed tokens sometime in the near future? Is there a chance? Yes. Do we know when? No. Should be already, is the long answer. Are they still worth investing in? They're fantastic, to be honest. They're really good. But they're being lifted heavily at the moment by a Datacron that specifically boosts their units.
Blue. I thought it was purple for some reason.
Now Karth is like, fuck Jedi training Leia. Got no interest in that bitch.
I'll still take her, man. I would love it. I would love to have it because it would be a nice suited lifter for Luke versus I don't know anything else. But we made a whole dark side Rey off of 20 seconds of or less than like 5 seconds of character time, and so we could do the same thing with Leia. She's in the movie for empirically longer.
Yep. It's no, yeah, I'm not disagreeing at all. Absolutely, I think that could be the case.
Almost like a whole 30 seconds.
yeah, I know, right? Oh. So yeah, new batch is definitely still worthwhile, and they'll probably be added to Lightspeed tokens, but we don't know when.
It should be soon.
Should be.
Unfortunately, I don't have a better answer.
Yeah. Padawan Sidious comes in with a, now that Rolo is farmable, is there any benefit of doing Hoth, or should my guild switch to Lightside Geo until my guild can do Rote?
No. You should be doing...
Well, they could be at a point where the guild is really small and they just can't do Rote at all.
You should be at the minimum doing Lightside Hoth, Darkside Geo.
Yes,
because Geo is fairly easy. Lightside Geo is empirically a bit more of a pain in the ass.
It's rough.
But that outside the fact, I would say that you should be progressing through that kind of as fast as you can to get to Rote as fast as you can. Because even I think Rote is, if you can get like 27 stars, it's better. That's better than the minimum or the maximum payout from like 30, like high, like higher than maxing light or darkside Geo, and it's like 34 stars on light side Geo.
I'd say
anything beyond that's impossible to attain anyways.
The guild should probably try and at least get Wat though, right? Out of darkside Geo. Wat isn't farmable on the new node, is he?
No, he's not. No, but
that's Hermit Yoda, Wampa, and Grievous, I think.
Yeah, you can still get him from the guild events page, but not quickly. You're right. But I mean, once you get Wat farmed out, like there's no reason to stick on Darkside Geonosis until you can get the you need to go back for it. But I would say
Lightside Geo will definitely kick your ass. So usually people don't do. Usually these days people skip Lightside Geo completely and just go straight to Rote. So I'd hit Rote as soon as you can, to be honest. But like Karth was saying, maybe get Wat first. Finish Wat first. Phalo Ren says, what's the best way to 7-star a marquee in the first week? Get to 6 stars, 10 out of 100 day one. However you go about doing that is really up to you. But episode pass, whale $100, done.
Yes, that's exactly it. That's how it's done.
Buell says, classic Datacron question, Darth Revan FDC or ramping on Fear with Sith Empire and Cam plus Kit Fisto FDC, or generic Galactic Republic level 6 for QA. Also, Scribe, how's the process? Oh, well, I'll answer that later. Okay.
Well, I mean, first of all, you would be using Lumi with the QA cron because Lumi's level 9 is actually ludicrously
Nutty.
good.
Yeah.
To turn off people's protection is very powerful because I mean not Cam. Sorry, Kenobi is the only one that can attack under protection. So just turning somebody's protection off is great.
Yes.
Better than I think what Kit Fisto's guard is cool, but Kit Fisto, I mean, I don't think it's gonna have a ton of use there, but we'll find something for it. I'm sure in 3v3 we can figure out a fun guard team for Cam and Kit to go on to.
Yeah.
The Darth Revan FDC, we talked about this a long time ago today, but the I feel like the fear, the Sith normal crons are a little bit more advantageous for Darth Revan to take advantage of than his actual FDC, but I feel like that's going to be dependent on 3v3 and 5v5 scenarios, because in 5v5 you can at least take like Marauder and take advantage of that armor pen and a few other things, but it's going to depend on the game mode more than it's going to depend on the overall crons, because you get a lot of stats with the FTC.
It'll be quite fun to use it with in threes with the Zalbar army. It's a bit of a waste, but it's kind of funny.
Does it give offense on the cron?
Well, 100% armor penetration and mass assist on Darth Revan whenever he attacks out a turn. So there's going to be more Zalbar action going on.
Yeah, no, I know, but the but armor pen isn't one of the stats that gets transferred with the Omicron, and then
no, I'm just saying from the FDC you'll gain 100% armor pen, as in Zalbar will gain 100% armor pen, right?
Yeah,
he's a physical attacker, and chunky 100% health is nice.
Yeah, I would honestly just throw that on. I would use that as Bane stat stick and use something else.
It's a very good Bane FDC, to be fair.
Yeah,
like the tenacity I could live without, but armor pen and health is great.
Health and armor pen, like Homie's gonna love that, so I can't complain.
100%. Yes. Also, how's the progress on the second channel looking? I'm recording footage for my first video on it. It's taking a long time because I don't have a whole lot of time to do it, and it is more long form based, so it's probably going to be about 20 minutes long, and it's a full game run, so it's taking some time. But thank you for asking, Bjorn. Thank you for asking. Troyer Forever, says, "Hi, handsome bald guy. What is your favorite thing about this update?" Favorite thing about this update? More stuff that I get. I like getting more error currency to do stuff with because
the economy changes are huge.
Yeah, the economy change is really nice. I love the condensed nodes for Cantina. That's great in my opinion. Double farming signal data types.
I do tell you one thing I wished about starting a new account with this current era. Or this new May the 4th was replaying all the campaign events, because they
changed all of them, haven't they?
They made them all thematic. Yeah, they're all thematic now.
That's
kind of really cool. Really cool. Going through Naboo and Geonosis and and different other Mustafar and the Death Star and Bespin and the Resistance and Starkiller Base and things like that. There's a lot of really cool things that they changed for the early game experience to take advantage of, and just as an end game player, you do not get that opportunity to do anything with it. So that's unfortunate. Yeah. But that being said, I like a lot of the changes with this particular update.
Oh, that's good. Next one comes from Richie Fritch, and he says, "Do you believe CG is trying to kill or eventually will kill theory crafting? It seems to me that if you don't play with the Legos as intended, there's no chance of winning." We'll go to the follow-up question afterwards. I did find it really fucking tongue-in-cheek after the nerf post on Ezra and on Merrin. They say, we value theory crafting or something like this. I was like, I mean... Now, and this is coming from somebody that agrees with the Ezra nerf, and it should have happened. Yeah. It should have happened immediately. But it was still kind of funny.
the thing of it is that it's not the fact that they decided to nerf the interaction. It's the fact that they waited so long to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like if this had been addressed within 3 to 6 months of Ezra being released, the response wouldn't have been nearly as knee jerk as what we had. The Marin one I get as well. I mean, they had to put an entire clause into Leia's kit to prevent Plague from even working with the team, and so I get why they did it. But like I've been saying multiple times, part of the reason why CG stepped in with Marin is more because Relic Delta made the counter more reliable than it did doing the design intent, which is to reward players' investment. So that was really exemplified by Relic Delta. I mean, because even like I was listening to one of Fatal streams, and people were like, "Oh my God, Fatal, aren't you just so mad that they're getting rid of your favorite Jabba counter?" And he's just like, "No, like I've been advocating for them to get rid of this forever. Like it shouldn't have existed."
Oh, really?
And well, yeah, I was kind of like, oh, I kind of knew that he didn't, that was his take on it, but just from how much he played with the counter, I figured he wanted to keep it. So
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, even he was like, yeah, it's not something that really needs to be in the game. It kind of ruins the point of the GL when you have just a standard marquee unit beating it. And so they should have stepped in on the interaction before. The win rate was really low, but now with Relic Delta, it got easier because you're rewarded for a high invest on Marin, but everything else being minimal, and you get to take advantage of that. And so that's kind of what I think brought the Marin one to a head, was the fact that it was just like, yeah, this with Relic Delta, this is now exemplified that it is easier to counter a GL with three
Lower
marquee
relics,
units that are incredibly old and incredibly accessible. So shutting that down makes 100% sense to me. I'm not upset by it. And I think there's still plenty of room for theory crafting in this game. I just think you're losing the biggest hammer in the box, right? Like Ezra going onto any team is kind of like the low-hanging fruit of theory crafting. Is like, oh, light side Ezra can go here. All right, well, let's see what it does. I mean, it's just not as intricate. And again, as we've reiterated to CG on numerous occasions, like, why use Glat when Ezra goes better on literally almost every other team, except unless there's a cron that makes Ezra want to stick with Spectre. So I feel like they needed to bring it back in, and they did.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think they're trying to get rid of it completely. I said so on my video earlier today, but I personally feel like GLs need to matter more. And part of the reason they don't matter enough is that they get countered by too many things that are not Galactic Legends. I don't mind if a GL gets picked apart by non-Galactic Legend teams. Like, you get rid of one unit here, you get rid of one unit there, and then you clean up. I'm okay with that, but GLs are supposed to be the best units. They're supposed to matter. They're supposed to be difficult to beat. They are the most expensive investments. Like, there's nothing like Bane. Bane is a conquest unit. He's really easy to get. Just takes time, right? You can circumvent that by throwing crystals at it. But it's at the end of the day, you don't need to have anything else in your roster. You could just have Bane and then any random Sith, and he's out there stomping down R10 Lord Vader on auto. It's like, that shouldn't be a thing, in my opinion. Like, GLs should matter, and these sorts of corrections help course correct, in my opinion, to where I think it should be. Right, I think theory crafting should be a thing, but it's like
that was the huge reason why they nerfed ignoring armor in the 5 years ago or something like that. Was for that exact reason. It was too easy to beat the best units in the game with basically a ragtag group of heroes. Was it fun to come up with a counter? Yeah, it was fun, but when you're looking at how this game is designed, like, if you can beat the best with low budget, easy access units, like, it defeats the point of progressing that path. And so that's what they want to keep us progressing on, which is fine. They'll tweak it. I just think they shouldn't wait so long. Like, I'm actually okay with how quickly they stepped in with Satele. I appreciate them stepping in with that, going, hey, we don't like this interaction. We want to change
about the Satele Ray team, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm completely fine with it. That's completely fine with me. Is to go, hey, we realized after like one season of GAC, we didn't like this interaction anymore. We thought it could have been okay, but we don't like it, so we're getting rid of it. Here's your refund on your Satele. Here's all your stuff back. Moving forward, that's how they should address these things when those mechanics come into play and we see unintended things. Is they should address them quickly. They shouldn't just let them sit. And that's, I think, the mistake they made with Ezra was letting it sit so long. But clearly, if they're addressing it now, it feels like there's a reason for it. It feels like it's going to be because they have further design intentions later upcoming where Ezra needs to make sure he's staying with GLAT and not getting stuck with the newest GL or whatever else comes out down the road.
The Ezra Bridger correction in particular, I feel, was kind of like two birds with one stone, because they solved the problem of him being on the wrong team, right? But they also fixed the problem of GLAT just being fucking useless to a large degree without him, right?
Yeah.
And then they buffed her, which I think they needed to do. They needed to buff her a little bit because there was a real big reason people were using Ezra with GLAT without GLAT and throwing her in Rey teams all the time. And it wasn't because GLAT is good but not as good as Rey for an Ezra team. It was that Ezra was phenomenally better with Rey than he was with GLAT. So much so that people didn't care that they had a substandard GL on defense that didn't really get any holds and was being beaten by Great Mothers and stuff like this quite reliably. So they did need to buff GLAT, but they also now guarantee that she's got Ezra. And I think both of those things are good things.
Well, and they shut off the other cheapest counter to Ezra to GLAT, which was Finzori Resistance, right?
Yeah.
Which is basically going, hey, we don't like her getting Terminator looped, so we're going to stop this. I mean, which is fine. That's okay.
It reinforces my belief that GLs should matter more. So I like that, even though it does shut down counters. I think it makes GAC more important. He does have a follow-up question saying, do you believe that they nerfed Ezra Bridger because there's something that's coming that would have made Rey even more overpowered? Don't know.
I do feel like it's for something possibly coming up, because that's been a pretty common CG MO, is that they will have something left in the game for so long that it makes no sense now to change it. And the only reason why they're changing it is because there's something else coming up that they want to adjust for. And that's kind of what we've seen in the past. When things have been a long time coming and they finally get addressed, then it usually feels like there's an upcoming reason as to why they're going to do it. And we'll find out. It might be 6 months from now, but we'll find out. Actually, the thing I'm most interested to do is do the Phalanx Omni for TW again.
Oh,
I'm excited about that.
Gungans are going to get quite a bit better. Yeah,
Gungans are getting to be fun in TW, so I'm kind of excited about that one. That one, I'm kind of like, all right, we get some more TW love for Gungans. I'm okay with this. So,
Diesel Cheese comes in with, hey up, Scribe Karth. He says, great to see you for the first time. Is it worth taking a new unit to 7-star day 1 for the new legendary nowadays, either for cash or crystals, or is it worth doing 5-star for the Lightspeed tokens and then farming the shards, then unlocking them later, like the Maul event? I definitely wouldn't 7-star day 1. You wait till the end of the week. Because otherwise you're just dropping quite a significant amount of money more to use the Colosseum benefit for a short amount of time.
Really haven't come up with a good reason yet as why you need to do 7-star day 1. I know there's some advantages to it because there's some material that you can get on the 7-star unlock node that you can't get anywhere else.
Yep.
But I feel like unless you're in a super sweaty era bracket, that it's still not going to be worth it. So I feel like ignore that part.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And for the 7-star general unlock, where you just wait until the end of the first week of the last marquee to get the 7-star, say it's worth it or wait for the 5-star. Now, I mean, it really depends on your own position. It costs a lot to get the 7-star unlock. It's not cost efficient at all. So, for most people, no. 5 stars definitely worth it.
If you're not really worried about like having the newest toys, I think the most cost-effective route to go is to just get the 5-star unlock, get the Lightspeed tokens that you can use to boost up your account and speed up unlocking other Journey Eye characters a little bit more rapidly, and then using the funds left over to either fill in Zetas or mods or whatever else you want to do, and then not worry, and then just farm the rest of them out through either shipments or naturally, whatever you really want to obtain. But if you're end game, then it doesn't really matter at all, because there's adding 2 new characters to a fight doesn't really change the fact that you still have 40 teams for offense. So who cares?
Yeah. Thank you, Diesel Cheese. Next question comes from Shadow, and he says, Ezra Bridger Exile changes didn't sit right with me. I had no GLAT, no Rey, no JMLS or JMK, so I used him with normal Jedi to do some crazy stuff, like take out some powerful teams and some Galactic Legends with a Jedi Knight Luke / Jedi Knight Revan team. Why change the Ezra Bridger Exile kit and not the Rey kit to make it exclusive to UFU or Resistance? Now that Ezra Bridger Exile just works with GLAT, do you think he is at the bottom of the barrel for Conquest units? That's how I feel about him. Oh, God, no. He's still one of the top 5 Conquest units. I know I won't level him up at all. Why does it need to take 2 years, CG? Yeah, I feel your pain. Like, you don't have a... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I said I would feel like you would harm Rey more by making her an UFU Resistance lead than you would by making sure that Ezra works with Spectres and GLAT specifically. So, like, I get that people are upset about the change and what's happening with that particular, like, where they can use it, but I really don't think that it's going to be the end of the world. I just think people are... that something they invest in it, one of their options has gone away, and they're just needing to adjust to the new state of things. So I feel like the balance was made on, is it worth curtailing what Rey can work with or what Ezra can work with? And I feel like you said before, changing Ezra solves more problems than changing Rey. So I feel like that's kind of where they rolled the dice on it and made that a shift on.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you could, if you wanted to, you could farm, the Spectres. You could get yourself a General Harrison Dula team, but it's just not that great. Honestly, I'd say if you really do want to use Ezra, you can just go ahead and start pushing for GLAT. GLAT is very worthwhile. She's got a good economy event. She's a good GL. If you're at the point that you have no Rey, GLAT, JMLS, or JMK, getting GLAT in your squad is still going to benefit your squad. But yeah, it takes a while. It's going to be a painful thing. You are unfortunately one of the people that gets hurt quite excessively by this change. But Ezra is still a great Conquest unit. Lalna asks, speculation question here, but with the fact that R5D4 Omicron specifically calls out all allies are non-Galactic Legend New Republic, do you think it's hinting at the next GL will be in terms of teams or tag? Or is this them future-proofing it? Similarly, what they did with the Trench Lead. I think it's just future-proofing. That terminology of no Galactic Legend for X faction exists in quite a few locations, I believe, in the game, not just in Trench.
It's pretty common. Yeah, it's pretty common.
It's just that they don't have to worry about it later, right? They're just like, okay, let's just make sure. Because they can always add more GLs. Now, that's not to say we won't get a New Republic GL. Maybe we will. Maybe BAM will still have that tag. I don't know. I mean, new BAM. But I doubt it. I think it's just... I personally just think it's future-proofing.
Yeah, it's pretty common method for them to do that on Omicrons and whatever else, because it's always easier to come back and turn something on than it is to turn something off. So it makes no sense.
Diesel Cheese comes in, just to let you know, if you purchase you do not need to purchase any packs with the Pass Plus. I bought it and will be getting the 5-star on the last refresh of the Marquee. So yeah, okay, you can get, apparently you can get to 5-star on the last refresh of the Marquee, but if you want 7-star, you still need to purchase packs. That's, I mean, that's still kind of cool. Just get the Pass Plus and you'll be able to get a 5-star unlock. That's good. I like that.
Yeah.
That's good value.
Instead of 7,000 crystals, it's an extra $20. Well, it's 14,000 crystals, right? Because it's both shards.
Yeah,
both
two characters. And follows up with have you tried Robinson's Beskar Berry Squash or Mangolorian? Had some on the holiday from Co-op and it kind of slaps. I don't even know if. Do you have Robinson's squash in States?
Robinson? No, I don't even know. Don't even know what any of that is.
No. So I can't say.
One of those uneducated Americans.
Yeah. Sid Squirrel comes in with, when are 7 dots mods coming? There's still an extra place for an extra dot. Hopefully never. I'm okay with our dots as far as they are right now.
Yeah, it will probably come as eventually some form of progression, but I think it's going to be a far way out. I think CG has a lot more relic levels to improve before we start worrying about 7 dot mods. So gets a relic like 12 to 15, and then we can start worrying about maybe the eventual implementation of a 7 dot mod.
Yeah. Sith Squirrel also comes in with, have they changed the raids, as my PK Hondo team takes 15 attempts to get a full score, as in the past it took about 5. Not that I know of.
No,
yeah, I think you're just having a bad luck about it.
Yeah, bad RNG. It happens. It happens. There's so many things going on that people are like, oh, they changed it. They didn't change a damn thing. You just didn't get bad RNG. You didn't get you won the coin flip like for a week straight on your raid attempts. And then the one time you tied, it goes the other way. And you don't notice it, and all of a sudden you lose. Yeah, like you got to win that coin flip, otherwise you lose.
Yeah,
or you're gonna not get that debuff, otherwise you lose. Like I've had it where like Jedi Vanguard will be done in 1 run, or it'll take 6 attempts. Nothing's changed. It's just sometimes you don't get the crit, you don't get the right damage roll. Like there's so many things that could go wrong, and it's just like they didn't tweak the raid. Like you just had some different RNG.
I remember when Leviathan had recently come out, and we were testing mirror matches for Leviathan, and I had someone in my Discord that was adamant that the order of the starting fleet decided whose Leviathan was going first. I was like, that's got no impact on the speed of the capital ship. It's like, yeah, but I did this 5 times in a row, and each time I went first. And then I was like, yeah, that's just, you got lucky 5 times in a row. It can happen. It's unlikely, but it can happen. And then literally right afterwards, you went, oh, it didn't happen that time. I was like, it's just fucking something, we see patterns where there are no patterns, unfortunately.
Well, it's just because like we see something happen like 2 or 3 times in a row where you convince yourself that it's how it works, and it's like, well, it's not. It's just the odds have gone with you, more than they typically would, but it's not. Anyways, not how it works.
And also, Swift Squirrel asks, is there an update on when the practice mode, I think it's called training mode, comes to Swigger? And no. Next era, is it? Not now is all I know.
They said it's coming with Arena PvP, isn't it? And that's in the next era.
Oh, right. Okay. I don't know.
That was my assumption, I guess. I assumed the 2 were coming together, so that's what I think it's going to be. I don't have any.
No idea. I think they just said in the future. In the future. Well, also, more naked ladies, please. Sure, absolutely. Do we have naked ladies here in the past? But I suppose more than 0 is still more.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Maybe it just means in life in general.
Just check out the NSFW portion of Discord. I got you covered.
Yes, apparently there is an NSFW section of my Discord server. I don't frequent it. Use at your own risk is all I will say.
It is heavy on the not safe for any work portion of things.
Yeah, the NSFW doesn't sound for not safe for work. It sounds safe for now safe for wanking. I think.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate.
Wayne says, "What's the Ray team post the Ezra nerf?" I mean, you could go with the old Barris GK setup, but I suppose Barris goes with Stranger sometimes now.
Well, Barris with
Cal.
Yeah, Cal GK Barris is a good option. You can drop Barris for a couple other options. I like Gas in the team right now, just because you prevent the crits out of a turn attacks. Mm-hmm. So it kind of slows the damage up a little bit, and then he can kind of push cooldowns back, which is kind of fun for.
He's a solid unit.
Yeah, he's solid. He's got a daze. He's got a armor shred. So there's a lot of things with him that I like on that. But yeah, I mean, if you really don't want to use GK anywhere, you could put Cat on the team and have fun with that. But There are options. I mean, I think Cal and GK are going to kind of be your staple two options, and then the last character you use is going to be really kind of dependent on what Datacrons are in play.
Yeah. Okay. Next question comes. Sorry.
Oh, I love the idea of the Lumicron under Lumi Kit with
Ray?
GK under Ray.
Yeah, it's going to be gnarly.
The losing the protection means Ray is a real menace when you can't absorb. Like you only have your health pool then, right?
Yep.
So that can become a real menace. So yeah, I like.
Whirlwind Ray is a scary prospect. Mech Machina says, if we are getting a new Razor Crest, do we get our first GL pilot, or is the speculation of GL Mando possibly mistaken? Well, we don't know if we're getting a new Razor Crest. We might. Will it be a GL? It could possibly. Could possibly be. Who knows? Don't know.
Could be. Don't know.
CG needs to release some ships first, damn it.
Yeah, GL Mando sounds like a lock-in, but I mean,
yeah.
The new Razor Crest, I don't know if that's going to be necessary. Depends on what they do for a new fleet, so we'll find out. We'll get a Constable's fleet.
Oh god, here we go. Yeah, flying Jawas, Tuscans in the sky. Revan with a PKM says, "How does the nerf of Ezra Bridger Exile affect LeBron's legacy?" Is this a meme that I'm missing? My non-culture.
It's just, I think there's him just being like the best character in the game.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he's slightly worse now.
He's slightly worse. Yep, that's what I got for you. We put a lot of air into that one, so we'll just move along.
Zenadra says, "Greetings, Chieftain of the Tribe. How you doing, buddy? Assume all GLs are being reset to Relic 0. In what order would you relic them back up? Assuming mats aren't refunded fully. / no infinite mats."
It's a huge pain in the ass question.
I mean, I'm quitting the game for one.
Yeah,
you take away all my GLs. Fuck you.
All my R10 GLs, get wrecked. I mean, I would probably do. Like Rey first, Ahsoka, Leia Organa. Lord Vader, PK Hondo, Supreme Leader Kylo, and then probably leave like Sith Eternal and JMK and Jabba towards the end of the list. Because it's like I would focus on the characters that like need to be tanky and durable for all their counters to work, and then worry about the ones that need just to be that we want for damage. But I would just look at it for like the ones I use most consistently on defense and offense, and start with those ones, and then kind of work down from there. Because like Jabba is gonna be just steamrolled for the longest time by Afra.
Hey man, not when Rodder comes into the game and fucks him up.
Yeah, because that's gonna somehow will allow two large units will be allowed because they'll take up the ally slot, even though they technically already now take up the ally slot with the large unit in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't know. There are options. I don't know.
I'd probably go PK Hondo first, just because Smuggler's Run 3. Like it's less about.
I would assume
I
would assume that I could still sim it. I've already unlocked it. If they're taking away that, I am not.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It would definitely be something like PK Hondo Leia, because not only like economy event for PK Hondo, but also PK Hondo and Leia are very good performing GLs, both offensive and defensive. So I feel like they have their viability there, and then it's going to have to probably be like Rey Slacker. I think they're some of the best well-rounded GLs. Yeah. After that, it's kind of interesting. C probably last.
Yeah, it's just kind of a wash after that, because it's like if there's Relic 0, I'm not using them for a lot of things, and so it's like I don't know. Yeah. What I would care about.
Troda asks, did you know we can sell 6-dot mods now? I assumed you could always sell 6-dot mods. Could you not?
You just couldn't sell them if they were locked or in a loadout.
Yeah.
Or equipped, yeah. There was always limitations to what you could and couldn't sell. If you had them in a loadout somewhere in your roster, you couldn't sell them.
Yeah. Gabriel Verdia. Hey Gabe, how you doing, buddy? Do you think that there's going to be a lifter character for JML? We've answered this a couple of times. We hope so. Something needs to happen.
I'm hoping Jedi training Leia is what I'm hoping for.
Force Ghost Yoda. But I'll be happy with Jedi training Leia as well.
I mean, I'd be happy with a lot of options, but yeah, something kind of closer to his era in Star Wars. I don't really want to do.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember that Old Republic character that totally went with JML?
Shadows has another question. Says, back here again. I only have 3 GLs: Jabba, Slacker, and Leia at Kyber 1. 3,714. That's insane, dude. That is absolutely insane. To be in Kyber 1 with only 3 GLs and to be in 3,700? That's wild. I wonder what GLs you should go for. Lord Vader, C, or JMLS? 1 or 2 requirements away. Going for 9-0 here as well. Kyber 1 isn't fun. It's a sweat fest. It is a sweat fest, yes, but you're doing phenomenally well for only having 3 out of 10 GLs. I would probably go for Lord Vader after those lot. Just because, but assuming you have clones. I'm not close to Glat, PK Hondo, and JMK is close, but I haven't got Cat. No, we're not going to take a look at the roster, sorry, buddy, because that just takes up way too much time. But I would say probably Lord Vader if you have clones in particular, because
I'll just reiterate this, and I'm going to try to add this to the channel for the next go of things. We don't typically do like full roster depth dives or questions just because it's incredibly time consuming. It's only good for like the one person, and there's so much information that we don't have that we can give good answers for anyway. So it's kind of just an unfortunate congregation of things that don't really work well for this format. But for what you specifically have here, we can kind of answer that first part. And I would say probably the best option that you have is Lord Vader. If you can get to the clones, even if you can't get to the clones and use the original Lord Vader team, it's still solid. You go with Piet, Maul, and Royal Guard, and I don't remember whoever the hell else used to be there. That's still a solid team, but that would be
Thrawn quite often, right?
Yeah, Thrawn wasn't a bad one for that.
Yeah.
But that would be my stab at the next GL. But because C, you'd almost be better off just farming Bane instead of going for C at all. But yeah,
I imagine Shadow has to go incredibly offensive heavy, and C kind of fits that bill. But he just doesn't have as much viability overall as someone like Lord Vader.
He's a hard one because his undermans get risky with current Kron setups, and then if you set him with a full team of Sith, it usually gets just dog shit banners.
Yeah. But I will say, goddamn, dude, fair play being in Kyber 1 with only 3 GLs. That's really impressive. Well done, mate. Final question. Sith Squirrel says, thanks guys, you two are great. Really enjoy listening to you and you work well together. Thank you. P.S. I have exhausted the not safe for work section. Sorry, the now safe for wanking section. Yes. Thank you, Sith Squirrel. I won't shake your hand if that's okay.
Just real quick, head over to the internet.
Kart's got some work to do tonight. He needs to up the material in there. Okay, that is wrapping up our questions, and we have been here for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I see Draft has pinged me real quick. We don't tend to answer questions in the chat, guys, just because it's too hard for me to jump around and get everything. So that's why we asked them all to go into the Discord, but I grabbed this because I can see it. Good evening for you. I have a question about Grand Inquisitor. Stuck on Ahsoka node. Current team is R5. Wondering, is it better to build the R7 to have better chance? Yes, because then you can use those to unlock Reaver later. You'll need R7 anyway if you want to get Reaver. So yes, it'll make your life easier, but you don't have to. I do have an unlock video on my channel for Grand Inquisitor. If you want to check that out, go to my channel and search for like free-to-play Grand Inquisitor unlock. It was pretty recent. It was a month or 2 ago, I think. Okay, cool. Karth, we did it. We survived. We made it.
We got through. Yeah, we got through the whole thing. I'm very impressed. It was it was a long list, but luckily, like 12 of the questions were all the same.
Yeah.
What about Ezra? It's like, we've answered it. Yes, good. Moving on.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching at home or listening at home. If you're on any of those reputable podcast hosting websites, we do appreciate you very, very much. If you are watching live right now, thank you for being a wonderful audience. Please do hit that like button before you disappear. And I will see you all tomorrow for GAC. Karth, we'll see you maybe next Sunday. No, you're not here next Sunday, are you?
I'm not here
yes.
next Sunday.
Yes. Also, it's my birthday in a couple of days. Whoop whoop.
We will have a guest speaker next Sunday filling in for me, and that will be, I believe, the lovely Tasnix. So
yes, Tassenix, as he's known in certain regions. Yeah, yeah.
So tune in next week for that episode.
Yeah. All right, guys. Big love to everybody at home. We'll see you all very soon. Peace out.